I just cried in a stranger's arms. This month has absolutely wrecked me, and I need to tell someone about tonight because I still can't believe it happened. 3 weeks ago, I lost my job. No warning. Just a 10-minute video call where a man I'd never met read from a script and told me my position was eliminated. I packed my desk into a paper box and drove home before lunch. A week later, my car started making this grinding noise. The mechanic quoted me $1,800. I laughed when he said it. Not because it was funny, because I had maybe $400 in my account. Then yesterday, my washing machine died mid-cycle, and I don't mean it just stopped. I mean it flooded. Water everywhere. It soaked the hallway carpet, the bottom of my closet, and the giant pile of dirty laundry sitting next to it. So now everything I owned was dirty and wet, which is how I ended up at this sad little laundromat across town at 11 p.m. tonight. Flickering lights, sticky floor, a change machine with an out-of-order sign that looked 10 years old. The only other person in there was a college kid with headphones who very politely pretended I didn't exist. I stuffed everything into 2 washers and waited on a plastic chair, staring at nothing. I sat there doing that math you do when you're broke. Rent, minus savings, minus the mechanic. The numbers never got better no matter how many times I ran them. When the wash finished, I dug through my purse and found my last 4 quarters. Literally, my last 4. I put them in the dryer and pressed start. It ate them. 1 click, then nothing. No spin, no heat, nothing. And I lost it. Full on sobbing over a broken dryer like it personally betrayed me. Hands over my face, shoulders shaking, the worst. Because it was never about the dryer. It was the job and the car and the blood and the fact that I'm 26 and crying alone in a laundromat at midnight. I didn't even notice the older lady until she was standing right in front of me. She'd been folding towels a few machines down. Little cardigan, reading glasses on a chain. She didn't ask what was wrong. She didn't tell me everything would be okay. She just opened her arms, and I fell apart in them. She smelled like fabric softener, which honestly made me cry harder. She held me while I soaked the shoulder of her cardigan, patting my back in slow circles like moms do. She kept saying, "Let it out, honey," so I did. I let out 3 weeks of it, right there under the fluorescent lights. When I finally pulled back to apologize, she waved it off like I'd said something silly. Then she reached into her purse and pulled out a Ziploc bag full of quarters. A whole bag. She said the change machine has been broken since 2019, so she comes prepared. She moved my wet clothes into the good dryer. Second from the left. Apparently it runs hotter and never eats quarters. Then she sat me down at her folding table and poured me tea from a thermos. She brings a thermos to a laundromat at night. It was chamomile and it was still hot, and I don't know why that almost made me cry again, but it did. I told her everything. The job, the car, the flood. She listened like it was the most important thing she'd heard all week. Then she told me why she was there. She comes every Tuesday night, every single one, even though she has a perfectly good washer at home. Her husband passed away in the spring, and this laundromat is where they did their laundry when they were newlyweds and broke. Same building, practically the same machines. They'd split a candy bar from the vending machine and play cards on the folding table while they waited. He used to pair her socks wrong on purpose, just to make her laugh. She said after he passed, the house got too quiet, but the hum of the machines makes the world feel less quiet. So every Tuesday she loads up a basket of towels that don't really need washing, and she comes and sits with the noise. She said Tuesdays were their laundry night for 51 years. She wasn't about to stop now. We sat there for 2 hours while my clothes dried. She taught me how to fold a fitted sheet, which I'm now convinced is actual witchcraft. She told me her husband got laid off twice when they were young, and they lived on beans and bad TV for a whole year, and now it's her favorite story to tell. I showed her pictures of my dog. She showed me a photo of her husband from her wallet, young and grinning in front of a car twice his age. Around 1 a.m. the college kid packed up and left, and then it was just the 2 of us in the hum. At some point I realized I was laughing. Actually laughing. On the same night I'd sobbed into a stranger's shoulder. When my laundry was done, she helped me fold all of it, still warm from the dryer. She walked me to the door, squeezed my hand, and said, "Same time next Tuesday?" I said yes. Obviously I said yes. I walked into that laundromat thinking my life was falling apart. I walked out realizing we'd kind of rescued each other.